Good evening, everybody. Matrix here, and here's my watch list for September 3rd. Okay, bringing in the futures right now, real quick. It's the start of the tariffs, okay, as promised by Trump. So the trade war is escalating, and basically, a lot of retails and retail merchandise, including shoes and clothing from China and US, they're costing the US consumers a lot more. So that in itself, overall, we will be likely to see the retail stores uh, have a hard time getting up above or running tomorrow. So my thesis tomorrow is more of a short. Now, with that said, we do see a gap down on the futures right now, a major gap down, as you can see, and SPY as well as gapping down. And this level is around the 290 area. I believe it's gap down about 14 points, so that's just $1.40 in correlation with the SPY. Let's take a look at the fear and greed right now. The fear and greed index, we are still in extreme fear. So the overall market sentiment, I don't think they're ready to buy. If anything, they might be trying to get out. Now, to get out, they need to pop the market or pop the price a bit in order for them to sell. And with that said, I wouldn't be surprised if the market opens tomorrow up and then or at the open runs up and then it sells. It finds a top and sells. Okay, I mean, that's the only profitable way for the big boys and the smart money to actually sell probably without losing too much money. Now, with that said, don't fall for the trap, I guess. Taking a look at the SPY right now real quick. Let's bring in the SPY. Okay, so the past few weeks, we have seen the SPY trading in a range of 294 and 280s, 285 here. So there's around the 294 range, and we have hit the as low as around this 282 area, right? And the midway mark is about where we're trading at right now, around the 290s as well, right? So since we are gapping down around this 290 area, I'm looking for the open to cover pop, and then it might even fake out the overall market and just start grinding up first. By the time it hits this 294, I think they're going to pull the rug on everything and just pull everything down. With that said, let's take a look at what I'm watching tomorrow. First up, Foot Locker. I love this chart. This Foot Locker, like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, they sell shoes, right? And they had a recent earnings reaction which was very negative, right? It dumped a lot, and then it grinded back up and kind of retraced, and now we're right here at the 37, 36 mark. Okay, to me, this daily chart looks like it's about to break down and roll over. And with that said, it really depends of how we open tomorrow pre-market, right? We close at 36, and if we gap down or open flat, I do expect a dump out or perhaps even a pop and drop. So 3640 area to 3650 area, this is where the breakdown happens right here. You see, so if it pops back up, I anticipate the seller's going to hammer it right back down and get the first chance to sell it off. And the major target here is to at least test the lows here from its prior earnings reaction day, 3360s. So with that said, this is more of a swing idea for me. I do like Foot Locker for a longer term swing throughout the whole week, and I'll be looking for a perfect entry here and to get short. So that's Foot Locker. Next up, we have BBY Best Buy. Once again, negative earnings reaction. You can ignore this bar. I don't know why my charting platform here has a duplicate bar here from the Friday's action. So this is okay. Yeah. So September 2nd, and the market has not opened yet. So this action does not apply. However, I mean, looking at this right now, I want to load up some drawings real quick here. BBY. We do see that the stock, after it dumped on its earnings, we see that it's in the wedge pattern right here. So this is a descending wedge. Okay, so we have a flagpole or bear flag. We see the flagpole right here, right? And then the flagging or bear pennant, right? So depending on how it opens tomorrow, I do like it to continue downwards. However, it might just pop and drop. And looking at this resistance right now, we have the 64.40 as the immediate resistance if it breaks out, and also 64 key psychological whole number. The very key mark I'm looking at here, I've marked this off in the yellow line, 63.50s. Okay, so right around the 63.50s area, this is basically the pre-market open area from Friday, and we closed literally right on it. So right now it's undecided, but we have support and resistance mark off. I have it here at 64.40. As you can see, it was the day's highs, and then we have the key psychological whole number of 65. We have also this 50 EMA on the 30-minute chart, holding it down around the 64.50 area. So these are my resistance area. As far as the support goes, I have a key psychological whole number of 63 and 62.50, which 63 is the low on the daily chart right here on August 15th, and also a key psychological whole number, right? And then we test the very, very bottom here on its earnings reaction day. It has gone through 2 days of short sale restriction now. So for the stock to come down, it should be easier and perhaps make another leg down here. I do like the short. Okay, if 62.50 gives, then there's a lot of room to come down to the $60 mark. So watching that BBY main watch as well. ROKU, I guess I should talk about ROKU because it's very, very strong. Although on the daily chart, the relative volume is just about 1.0, so it doesn't really have fantastic volume profile right now. However, during the slow grind, it follows the SPY pretty well. It has done nothing but shoot straight up or grind straight up, so it's a little bit overextended. I will be definitely watching the highs here on ROKU. Let's load up some drawings. Watching the highs here at 153.25. The stock in itself, it needs to consolidate a little bit, and if the market overall is going to come down, it should help it pull down a little. With that said, resistance 53.24. Key area I'm watching 51.50, which is basically the pre-market highs of Friday. So depending on how we open tomorrow, this is a key area. If we gap up, then I'll be looking for it to hold to long back up here, and from here take the double top if it's unable to get up and above over it, right? So there's a few ideas. You can long or you can short from here. If it dips out at the open, watch this 150. Very key area, $150 mark. Psychologically, it's a key number, right? So if it does come down, you should expect a big fight here before it actually slams down. And if it does break down, then we are going to 148. As you can see here, this 150 area on Thursday, it supported it really well as well. Okay, so it's basically the high of August 29th. Okay, so expect a big fight here. And if it starts holding, I mean, long a little bit, and then expect these short sellers to give up for a squeeze, right? Yeah, so there's a few plays here on ROKU as well. And finally, we have DELL. DELL had a positive earnings, and I traded it. And basically, I traded it on the pullback day, and I bought it right around this area, as I showed yesterday in my video. Around here, I found the bottom of it, and I wrote it back down. I'm actually still holding a very, very tiny piece of it on the long side. Depending on what it does tomorrow at the open, I mean, We have a clear range here of the highs at 53.25. The 52 area, very key resistance area, as shown here on daily chart. The 50 EMA here on the daily chart, as well as this prior high on August 8th, topped out here as well on Friday. $50.50 key mark. I would say it was a pre-market low on Friday, also the after hours high. So this is a very, very key mark to watch, like this 50-50. My thesis on Friday was that as long as it holds this 49.50 on my watch list, I called it 49.50 to $50 mark. It's a long, right? I just didn't know it would take that long to get back down here, and I basically missed the opening run. But it looks like it's working out. With the overall market conditions, though, I mean, if the market is going to pull, Dell's going to have a hard time, and I see that perhaps the most it will get is probably test these highs here around the 53.20s area and just get hammered back down and consolidate for a bit. Okay, so that's my plan on Dell. That's basically my watch list for tomorrow, just the 4 tickers. And hope you guys enjoy what you watch. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. I'll see you guys all bright and early tomorrow. Ciao.